The words hung in the air of Principal Margaret Hartford's office, like a challenge waiting to be answered. "My mom is DeltaForce. She protects our country." The statement came from 12-year-old Riley Morrison, whose steady voice contradicted the trembling of her small hands clutched around the straps of her backpack. The girl stood before the principal's massive oak desk, her dark ponytail slightly askew from the cafeteria incident that had brought her here, her green eyes reflecting a combination of defiance and barely contained tears. Principal Hartford, a woman whose 28 years in education had calcified her assumptions about what constituted acceptable behavior and believable family circumstances, leaned back in her leather chair with the kind of condescending smile reserved for children who told obvious lies. "Riley, sweetheart," she said, her tone dripping with false sympathy, "I understand that having a parent deployed overseas can be difficult, but making up elaborate stories about your mother's occupation doesn't help anyone. It only creates more problems." "I am not making it up," Riley insisted, her voice gaining strength despite the way her eyes were beginning to glisten with unshed tears. "My mom really is in special operations. She cannot talk about most of what she does, but she serves our country and she is amazing at her job." The principal's expression hardened into something less sympathetic and more irritated. She had dealt with attention-seeking students before, children who invented dramatic family circumstances to gain sympathy or social status among their peers. This Morrison girl seemed particularly committed to her fiction, which made the situation all the more problematic. "Riley," Margaret said, her voice taking on the firm tone she used when patience had expired. "We called your emergency contact, your Aunt Jennifer, and she confirmed that your mother works as a sales representative for a medical supply company. There is no need to continue this fantasy. What we need to discuss is your behavior in the cafeteria today." The cafeteria incident had begun innocuously enough during lunch period at Riverside Middle School. Riley had been sitting with her usual group of friends when Derek Patterson, an 8th grader known for bullying younger students, had made loud comments about her constantly absent mother. The remarks had started as vague insinuations about neglect and escalated to outright mockery about Riley being abandoned by a parent who clearly did not care enough to attend school functions. Riley had endured the